Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
So, today we're doing something a bit unusual. Our source material, the entire source material for this deep dive,
Yeah,
is just new note, 2 words.
that's it. No lengthy articles, no big data set, just new note.
Exactly. So the mission today is, well, what can we actually pull from that? What's the potential significance or maybe just the intrigue packed into something so incredibly brief?
It sounds a little abstract, maybe, but it's fascinating, taking such a minimal starting point and seeing where it leads.
Right. I mean, we're bombarded with information constantly. So what happens if we strip it all back? Just focus on this kernel. What ideas pop up? That's what we're exploring.
And it's interesting how immediately a label like new note starts things whirring in your head, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It suggests something, well, new, something that wasn't there before, a beginning. Even without any content, it feels like it means something.
Okay, yeah, let's dig into that new part. It really does imply a shift, doesn't it? Something maybe just starting out.
Yeah. A fresh slate. Or maybe progress.
Yeah, progress or just potential. It feels, I don't know, loaded with possibility.
Absolutely. And then you have the word note, which is so wonderfully vague. Is it like a musical note, a quick reminder scribbled down, a formal observation?
Could be anything.
And that lack of specifics, that's crucial, I think. It forces us to fill in the gaps. It gives our imagination room to play.
That's a really good point. Our brains hate a vacuum. Right? Yeah. So you see new note and you instantly start sketching something in.
You can't help it.
You become part of creating its meaning, thinking about who wrote it, why, what it could lead to. It's almost like a mental Rorschach test.
That's a perfect analogy, yeah. We project our own stuff onto it. If you're thinking about music, you might imagine a melody fragment.
Or if you're a writer, maybe the seed of a story idea.
Exactly. So the label itself just acts as this trigger, kicking off whatever creative pathways are dominant for you.
So what does that suggest about ideas themselves? Could this new note kind of represent the absolute starting point, that very first spark before it gets fleshed out?
Well, possibly. Think about, any big idea or invention. It had to start somewhere, right? It probably started as some kind of new note, just a flicker, an observation of the thought someone bothered to get.
Right. Instead of just letting it drift away.
Yeah. It highlights how important it is to actually notice those little initial thoughts, to value them.
It is kind of humbling, though. Thinking that something tiny, maybe even seemingly trivial, could be the start of something huge.
Definitely.
Makes you think, how many of those little new notes just float through our own minds every day that we don't grab onto?
And that really brings it back to you listening. How often do you pause and, acknowledge those fleeting ideas, those little mental sparks before they're fully formed? What potential are we maybe leaving untapped in our own heads?
It really does put a spotlight on the power of just starting, doesn't it? Even without knowing anything specific, this simple phrase makes us think about origins, about creativity, about potential in simplicity.
So wrapping up, I guess, our look at this single new note really shows the mystery that can be wrapped up in even the most basic bit of information.
Yeah, and how we're kind of wired to find meaning, to build stories, even when there's almost nothing there.
That ambiguity is powerful.
So maybe as you go about your day, just notice those little mental new notes, the fleeting thoughts. You never know.
It'd be the beginning of something amazing.
Definitely something to think about.
And maybe one last thought to leave you with. Given we know absolutely zero specifics about this new note, what possibilities, what interpretations does that complete lack of detail spark for you personally right now?